Hello, my name is Jiso and I'm reading Master Dōgen's Shōbōgenzō. And chapter 80, Tashintsu, the power to know others' minds. I'm going to take this one slowly. Ta means others, shin means mind, and tsu, short for jinzu, means mystical power. So Tashintsu means the mystical power to know others' minds. Some Buddhist groups believed it possible for Buddhist practitioners to attain a mystical power, allowing them to see into others' minds. On this subject, there is a famous story concerning Master Nyanyo Etchu's questioning of an Indian monk called Daini Sanzo. The story was often discussed, and the interpretations of 5 famous Buddhist masters are given in this chapter. Master Dōgen was not satisfied by their explanations and criticizes the views they expressed, and in the process presents us with his own views. Okay, so we've got, first of all, the initial meeting of Master Nyanyo Etchu with the Indian monk Daini Sanzo. National Master Etchu of Kotakuji Temple in the western capital is a man from Shoki in Eshu district. His family name is Zen. After receiving the Mind Seal, he lives on Hakugai Zan Mountain in Tosu Koku Valley in the Nanyo district. For more than 40 years, he never goes down to the temple gate, but rumour of his practice of the truth is heard even in the imperial capital. In the second year of Dōgen, 761, during the reign of the Tang Emperor Shukuso, the emperor sends his private messenger Son Cho-sin to convey the decree that the master should come to the capital. The emperor receives Master Etchu with the courtesies shown to one's master and installs him by imperial decree at Saizenin Monastery in the grounds of Senpukuji Temple. When the emperor Daiso takes the throne, he also sends for the master and has him stay at Kotaku Temple. During 16 years there, the master preaches the Dharma according to practitioners' makings. At that time, a certain Daini Sanzo from India arrives in the capital saying, "I have attained the eye that intuits the minds of others." The emperor decrees that the national master should examine him. As soon as Sanzo meets the master, he prostrates himself at once and stands to the master's right. The master says, "Have you got the power to know others' minds?" Sanzo answers, "I would not be so bold as to say so." Or, "I do not dare," is Dōgen's other explanation there. The master says, "Tell me where this old monk is just now." Sanzo says, "Master, you are the teacher of the whole country. Why have you gone to the West River to watch a boat race?" The master asks a second time, "Tell me where the old monk is just now." Sanzo says, "Master, you are the teacher of the whole country. Why are you on Tientsin Bridge watching someone play with a monkey?" The master asks a third time, "Tell me where the old monk is just now." Sanzo takes a good while, but he does not know where the master has been. The master scolds him, saying, "You ghost of a wild fox, where is your power to know others' minds?" Sanzo has no answer. Okay, so that's the story. A monk asks Joshu, "Daini Sanzo does not know where the national master is the third time. I wonder where the national master is." Joshu says, "He is right on Sanzo's nostrils." A monk asks Gensa, "If he is already on Sanzo's nostrils, why does Sanzo not see him?" Gensa says, simply because of being enormously close. A monk asks Kaiozan, why does Daini Sanzo not see the National Master the third time? Kaiozan says, the first 2 times the Master's mind is concerned with external circumstances. Then he enters the samadhi of receiving and using in the self, and so Sanzo does not see him. Kai Shutan says, if the National Master is right on Sanzo's nostrils, what difficulty could Sanzo have in seeing him? Above all, it is not being recognized that the National Master is inside Sanzo's eyeballs. Gensa chides Sanzo. You, say, have you seen at all, even the first 2 times? Zen Master Myokaku Joken of Secho says, I am defeated, I am defeated. Okay. The odorous fists are many who, since ancient times, have made comments on and assertions about the story of how National Master Daisho tested Daini Sanzo. But there are 5 particularly venerable old fists among them, and although I do not deny that the insight and accuracy of each of these 5 venerable patriarchs are very insightful and accurate, there are many respects in which they have not glimpsed the conduct of the National Master. The reason, if asked, is that all concerned, past and present, have thought that the first 2 times Sanzo unerringly knew the National Master's situation. This is our ancestors' great error, and we students of later ages should not be ignorant of it. My present doubts about the 5 venerable patriarchs are twofold. First, the venerable patriarchs do not know that the National Master's fundamental intention in examining Sanzo. Second, they do not know the National Master's body and mind. Now, the reason I say they do not know the National Master's fundamental intention in examining Sanzo is as follows. The first time the National Master says, tell me where this old monk is just now, his fundamental intention is to question whether Sanzo has eyes that see and hear the Buddha Dharma. He is questioning whether Sanzo has within himself the power to know others' minds, which belongs to the Buddha Dharma. At this time, if the Buddha Dharma were present in Sanzo, when asked, where is this old monk just now, he would have a way of getting the body out. He would manifest a practical means that was familiar to him. The National Master's words, where is the old monk just now, are as if to ask, what is the old monk? Where is the old monk just now asks, just now is what kind of moment? Is where asserts that this place is where something ineffable exists. The Master's words contain the truth of calling something ineffable the old monk. The National Master is not necessarily an old monk, but the old monk is always a fist. Daini Sanzo does not know this idea because although he has come from the faraway western heavens, he has not learned the Buddha's truth. And because he has only vainly learned the ways of non-Buddhists in the 2 vehicles. The National Master asks again, tell me where the old monk is just now. And here again Sanzo offers futile words. The National Master asks once again, tell me where the old monk is just now. This time Sanzo takes a while, but is dumbfounded and without a response. Then the National Master scolds Sanzo, saying, you ghost of a wild fox, where is your power to know others' minds? Even after being scolded like this, Sanzo still has nothing to say for himself. He does not respond. He has no through route. Nevertheless, the ancestors all think, in regard to the National Master's scolding of Sanzo, the first 2 times Sanzo knew where the National Master was. He does not know and does not see only at the 3rd time, and therefore he is scolded by the National Master. This is a great mistake. The national master's scolding of Zanzo scolds Sanzo outright for never having seen the Buddha Dharma from the beginning, even in a dream. He does not scold Sanzo for having known the first 2 times, but not knowing the 3rd time. He scolds Sanzo outright for boasting that he has attained the power to know others' minds, when in fact he does not know others' minds. The national master first tests Sanzo by asking whether the power to know others' minds exists in the Buddha Dharma. By saying, "I would not be so bold," Sanzo seems to affirm that it exists. After that, the national master thinks, if we say that the power to know others' minds exists in the Buddha Dharma, and if we cause the power to know others' minds to exist in the Buddha Dharma, it should be in such and such a state. If expression of the state lacks the total manifestation of the state, it cannot be the Buddha Dharma. Even if Sanzo narrowly managed to say something the 3rd time, if it had anything in common with the first 2 attempts, it would not include expression of the state, and the master would have to scold him outright. In now venturing to ask 3 times, the national master is asking again and again whether Sanzo is able to understand the national master's question, and so he repeats the question 3 times. The second doubt is that none of the ancestors has known the body and mind of the national master. What I have called the body and mind of the national master cannot easily be seen or known by Dharma teachers of the 3 baskets. The 3 baskets are, of course, the Tripitaka. Dharma teacher like Sanzo was a title used for scholar priests and teachers of theory as opposed to monks who practiced Zazen. We all know what Dōgen thinks about them. It is beyond even bodhisattvas in the 10 sacred stages and the 3 clever stages, and it is not clarified by bodhisattvas at the place of assignment or in the state of balanced awareness. The place of assignment is the state called subtle awareness. How could a scholar of the 3 baskets, a common man, know the whole body of the national master? We must affirm this principle with total certainty. To say that the body-mind of the national master could be known or could be seen by a scholar of the 3 baskets is an insult to the Buddha Dharma. To recognize that the master's body and mind might be on the level of a teacher of sutras and commentaries is the utmost madness. Do not learn that a person who has attained the power to know others' minds might be able to know the place where the national master is. From time to time, there are people who acquire the power to know others' minds as an ethnic custom of the Western country, India. But no example has ever been heard of a person who, without relying upon establishment of the Bodhi mind and without relying on the right viewpoint of the great vehicle, has attained the power to know others' minds, and by virtue of the power to know others' minds has realized the Buddha Dharma. Even after acquiring the power to know others' minds, if a person proceeds as a common man to establish the will and to undergo training, he will naturally be able to experience and to enter the Buddha's truth. If it were possible to know the Buddha's truth only by virtue of the power to know others' minds, all the past saints would have first learned the power to know others' minds and then used that ability to know the Buddha effect. During the appearance in the world of even 1,000 Buddhas and 10,000 patriarchs, such a thing will never be. Of what use are those who are unable to know the truth of the Buddhist patriarchs? We can say that they are of no use to Buddhism. One who has attained the power to know others' minds and a common man who has not attained the power to know others' minds may be exactly equal. In maintaining and relying upon the Buddha nature, a mind reader and a common man may be the same. Students of the state of Buddha must never think that non-Buddhists and people of the two vehicles who have the 5 powers or the 6 powers are superior to the common man. Explained in chapter 25. Okay. A person who has only the will to the truth yet hopes to learn the Buddha Dharma may be superior to a person who has 5 powers or 6 powers. As the song of Kalavinka, even in the egg, is superior to the songs of ordinary birds. Kalavinka is said to be a bird of the Himalayas whose voice is so beautiful that no one ever tires of hearing it. Lovely. Furthermore, what is called in India the power to know others' minds should be called the power to know the images in others' minds. Mind readers may dimly detect on the outer edges of perception images arising in the mind. In the absence of images in the mind, however, they are dumbfounded. That must be laughable. Moreover, the mind is not always mental images, and mental images are not always the mind. When the mind becomes the image, the power to know others' minds cannot know it, and when the image becomes the mind, the power to know others' minds cannot know it. When the mind becomes the image, footnote, or when the mind becomes awareness, or when the mind becomes awareness of the image, the phrase suggests the state of undivided wholeness in the moment of the present, as for example, in the moment when an archer shoots an arrow at the target, or at the moment when a batter hits the ball. Undivided wholeness. This being so, the 5 powers and the 6 powers of India are not equal to our mowing weeds and working the fields in this country. They are of no use at all. For this reason, all the past masters in and to the east of China have not liked to practice the 5 powers and the 6 powers because there's no need to do so. Even a 1-foot gem can be necessary, but the 5 powers and the 6 powers are not necessary. Even a 1-foot gem is not a treasure, but every inch of time is vital. How could a person who attaches importance to time want to learn the 5 or 6 powers? In sum, we should decisively affirm the principle that the power to read others' minds cannot reach the boundary of the Buddha's wisdom. Super. I'll carry on with that tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Do take care.